Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and break them down to bite-sized pieces. Today, we've got more great stories of mass adoption. First up, Norwegian oil billionaire says Bitcoin could be worth millions of dollars each and puts liquid company assets entirely into Bitcoin. So he will join a long line of billionaires and financial institutions and corporations who are getting onto the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and digital asset bandwagon. On top of that, we'll take a look at what's going on with Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple as they finally settle a legal dispute with YouTube over XRP scams, and that has been resolved. So the real question is, will we see less scam ads in YouTube and also scam comments? Probably not, but it's a step in the right direction. And then finally, we're going to take a look at what is going on with the IRS as they launch Operation Hidden Treasure to target unreported crypto income. So if you weren't scared about crypto taxes, then this might lead you to shard your pants. Anyhow, we'll take a look at these top stories, but first let's take a look at what's going on into the market right now. So today it is March 10th, 11 a.m., getting things done. Been up pretty early. We're still in the new facility or our new investment property here in Houston, Texas. Going to finish this up in the next 2 days and then rolling out to El Paso. But things are going great, actually. We've got everything pretty much done for the most part, just some little things. And we've already had the house actually rented out on Airbnb and VRBO. So we've had, I think we have it rented out for like the next 2 months, which is pretty great. So I know people will always talk about like, Airbnb really isn't doing too much right now and because of the pandemic. But you got to remember, with the pandemic really, kind of coming down and winding down with all the people getting vaccination, people actually feeling better about getting out there. I think it's going to be a pretty great year for 2021, 2022. And this is why I've always said, you know what, I think people are going to start traveling. They're going to need, a place to stay. And if they don't like hotels, like I don't like hotels, my wife don't, Airbnb is a great place. And that's why picking up more properties. And that's just how it goes. So anyhow, that's just our stuff. Let's take a look what's going on into the market, what everybody's here for. So first up, let me blow this up, see what I'm talking about. Hey, it's a great day. A lot of things are in the green, a little bit of red, but I mean, who cares? I mean, we're up pretty great. I mean, Bitcoin is going to hit 57,000 today. That's fantastic. 5% for the week, 1% for the 24-hour. Ethereum's kind of up. It's a little bit up over the last 4 or 5 days, and that's all we really care about, just incremental growth. I mean, we can't have 50% gains every single day, right? I mean, that'd be awesome, but that's unsustainable. It just is. And then, man, look at Theta. Theta Network, one of my big holds. Let me bring this down. Theta Network, one of my holds. I will always thank Digital Dave for turning me on to this one, and it's just going gangbusters. I mean, 18% for the week, 4% for 1 hour change. I mean, wow, watch out. What else we got? Not too much. I mean, things are just kind of moving, just chugging right along. Let's deal with our inner trader soul and click on the 1 hour projected range for Trade the Chain and see what could be pretty fantastic. So again, Telos, again in that top spot, and you're looking at, 21% gain the next hour. 7% is the mid-range and maybe 6% on the slide, but you're looking at 7% and they're at 90% accuracy for Trade the Chain. You can check it out in the description below. OST, GNY, Singularity, IOTX, I don't know what that is. Theta Network, perfect. It's going to go up 6% or maybe 3% in the next hour. Divi, Tomo Chain, not to be confused with my favorite tomato chain or tomato coin, and so on and so forth. So Origin Trail, yeah, great. Anyhow, that's what's going on in the market in general, and things are doing really well. I think this is going to be, I know it's going to be a great year, and these are the reasons why. Let me just show you what's going on with another billionaire. So first up, this gentleman here, Billionaire 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 I'm pretty sure I nailed that name. His company, 𝗙𝗥𝗘, has established a new business dedicated to Bitcoin. And this is what is going on. So his company, 𝗙𝗥𝗘 ASA, which controls oil and oil service companies, announced Monday that it has established a new business, CTAS. And what is that? Well, first of all, as it states right here, 𝗙𝗥𝗘 is a Norwegian holding company engaged in offshore fishing, construction, and engineering, established only in 2004. So a pretty young company, if you take a look at it, really 16, 17 years. But this is the interesting part to me. The company is controlled by Roque, or Roque, how do you say his name? with 67% ownership through TRG Holdings. So again, the company is established by Roque, which is this gentleman right here, and he has a commanding 67% ownership. So if you take a look at, well, these companies that really have been getting into Bitcoin, it's really just like a Michael Saylor type of strategy. I mean, there's others out there, but these big ones that I'm looking at right now, it's because these people are like in control of their board. Like, look, I make the rules here, and if you don't like it, grab some bench, just sit back for a little warm up because I'll do all the running. And that's what's going on with here. And what are they doing? Well, they're getting into Bitcoin, just like Michael Saylor did. So maybe he was at that conference we were all at when they got all the corporations together and gave them the Bitcoin playbook. Anyhow, Aker describes CT as a new company dedicated to investing in projects and companies throughout the Bitcoin ecosystem, which will keep all of its liquid investable assets in Bitcoin. Let me say that again. It will keep all of its liquid investable assets in Bitcoin, all of it. CT is starting with 500 million kroner, 59 million. So people, I mean, look, right here when it says 59 million in capital, which Roque called an amount we aim to increase significantly over time, you have to understand that when people think like, oh, it's just 59 million, it's not 1.5 billion that Elon Musk and over there at Tesla did. But I mean, really think about it. Every type of big corporations that is getting in, every type of billionaire, every type of institution is just one more step towards making cryptocurrency just teeter off and just for mass adoption. I think that's really the big story. We can't get everybody all at once, but if you see like a big company here, a Mass Mutual get in. Then you see like this guy Roque and his Norwegian oil company, and you see a Tesla, and then pretty soon you're going to see an Apple. Then you might even see a Microsoft. Well, maybe not Microsoft, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Google, whatever else, who is actually in cryptocurrency with Theta. It just starts to get this snowball effect. Before you know it, everybody's into crypto, and it's just like, then you're going to see all the people who are laggards or people who just came late to the game like, it was right in front of us, and I don't know what happened. Well, we've been talking to you for the last 7 years, so I don't know what you're waiting for. But that's just how it goes as far as mass adoption. It just takes a little bit of time for people to get into their head. Just like sales, you have to hear something 7 to 10 times before you buy it. That's why you see like a Coke ad on TV, then you see it on a billboard, then you see it in like a vending machine. Before you know, you're like, I should probably drink some Coke. And that's just how the psyche works. People have to see it again and again and again. And I think this is the year when things are really starting to move. Anyhow, the billionaire also stated this: we will use Bitcoin as our treasury asset and join the community. We will become hodlers. Well, great. Then he stated, Bitcoin may still go to zero. Newsflash, it's not going to zero. But it can also become the core of a new monetary architecture. If so, one Bitcoin may be worth millions of dollars. I think people have to say that stupid phrase still. Well, it can go to zero, or it could, go to a billion. But in all honesty, it's not going to. It's not going to zero. None of these, let me rephrase that. Not none of the cryptos are going to zero, but if you're looking at some of the big established ones, a Bitcoin, an Ethereum, a Cardano, a Theta, a Chainlink, they're not going to zero. They're going to be around here for a very long time, maybe in hundreds of years. I don't know. They could, just like fiat goes away. All fiat throughout the entire history of the modern civilization has crashed and gone away. All fiat. So maybe at some point it will, but in our lifetime, it's not happening. Not that I see, anyhow. Now, maybe like a tomato coin can go away. Sure. I mean, there is only like a couple thousand cryptocurrencies, so why not? Anyhow, he added the direction is clear. Finance will be disrupted as surely as fossil fuels will be. The question is not if, but when. And this is all great news, especially coming down. So if we take a look at the Bitcoin treasury, then we can see, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, these huge companies that are just buying more and more and more, and then, what it actually entails. Like, so far, Michael Saylor is looking like a genius. I mean, he bought Bitcoin for not too much in August, and I mean, look, it was 2 billion, and now that's at 5 billion. I don't know any other stock where you can do that. Just like make a couple billion. It's pretty amazing. Tesla still looking pretty good at 1.5 to 2.5. It's still a great what month, 2 months. That's crazy. And then on down the line, private companies, Mt. Gox, Block One, Tezos Foundation, and then ETF like the Grayscales, the coin shares, the ETC Group, Bitcoin, Bitwise, all those things. So, all these things that we're talking about here, again, it's all great news because when we start to get people into this space, the first thing they're going to say is they want social proof. They want to know who is really getting into it. Well, is it Pete down the street, who's, just has a little bit of money? Or is it like these groups of billionaires who are putting their money behind it and going, you know what, this is the next big thing? Again, I think I believe I know where things are going. I'm not for 100% sure, but if there's an indication, and I'm gonna do a video about this later, this is gonna be the breakout here. Anyhow, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's move on to our next piece, which is exciting to me, maybe not exciting to everybody, but to me it's great. And I hate scams. We used to do scam of the day a lot. Actually, we did it like every single video. And we got a lot of different scams taken down in a short amount of time. So thank you everybody who helped me out with that. But this is going to move the needle a lot more than just little old Rob here at Digital Asset News can do. And so what happened was Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse sued YouTube because they said, hey, using our likeness, or somebody's using our likeness on your platform, which you are supposed to correct and police, and you didn't do that. And now our likeness is being used on YouTube for scams. You need to do something about that. So this wasn't I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. It got resolved quite quickly. But it states here, YouTube is said to have settled a court case brought by Ripple, and we talked about why. And then this is what Brad says. Last year, at Ripple and I sued YouTube for failing to enforce its own policies by allowing fake accounts to conduct XRP giveaway scams. We've now come to a resolution to work together to prevent, detect, and take down these scams. And he talks about some more. He states social platforms are starting to acknowledge their role in allowing crypto scams to persist and recognize it needs to be part of the solution. While specific settlement terms are confidential, it's clear that without accountability and action, trust erodes in this industry at a crucial time when governments around the world are looking closely at crypto. And that's not this is really what it comes down to. I'm just, I'm selfish and I just want things for myself. And this is what I want. Actually, that's not really true. What I really want is for everybody to not get scammed. Every so often I'll get an email about someone who got scammed from, something goofy that we talked about before. And then if you go to danteachescrypto.com, I've got a couple of videos specifically on scams and what to avoid, and just to not fall into it. But let me just say this. I don't know if when you watch this video, if the ad before was a scam video. If it is, don't be surprised. That's just YouTube allowing this nonsense to happen, even though I think they can do a little bit better. But if you look at any of my videos, what happens here, first of all, let me go to my comments. There we go. What happens is that YouTube will, there is a filter on there, and it'll look for different keywords, and these are the keywords that I put in. So like in one video, I'll have spam messages that are held. It's usually over 10,000 comments, usually over 10,000 comments that this filter catches. These are the ones that it does not catch, which is pretty crazy. And I'm just gonna say like this last one that we just did yesterday. And if you'll notice, I'm wearing the same exact clothes I was wearing yesterday because it's just so much going on. If you just keep looking down, you're gonna find something stupid like this. See this right here, where it says, somebody, the six-figure affiliate, always love your videos. Thanks, man. APY, things like that. Great. But it says here, appreciate your comment. For further guidance, they don't say WhatsApp because the filter's already caught WhatsApp. They don't use WHAT and then space S and then APP. They just change it up just a little bit so that the filter can't catch it. It will eventually catch it, and then it'll just change again. And then these bots will keep respawning and respawning. But the thing is that, see how it's got Digital Asset News? It's my logo. I mean, I've seen everybody in here. I've seen Hashoshi, I've seen Alex Mascioli. I've seen Mr. Beast on here, and they're all, I mean, they're all fake accounts, and they're all saying, "Hey, contact my WhatsApp," and it's just so stupid. I would never do that. But the big thing I want you to know is that if you see digital asset news without it highlighted, that's not me. So I'm going to reply real quick. Maybe I can do this. I say, "Hey, that's a scam," and I hit reply. And then see how like it's highlighted here, but it's not highlighted here. That's mean it's not me. I actually have my assistant go through these, and she actually gets rid of a bunch of them. But you don't understand, because then the bots will just come back and respawn another 1,000, and they'll just stick them in there. So it's like it's worthless. And that's what I'm actually do. I will ask you this: if you see something like this where it's not me, just report it and then go from there. I want you to be careful though. Don't report me all the time, because then I'll get my channel taken down. So don't say, "Oh, this is a scam," when it's not me. So hopefully this works itself out, and but don't hold your breath. Anyhow, let me know anything in the comment section, and let's move on to our last piece, which I have to tell you scares the crap out of me, and it's Operation Hidden Treasure to target unreported crypto income. This was a long time coming. This is what's going on. Damon Rowe, Executive Director of the IRS Office of Fraud Enforcement, unveiled Operation Hidden Treasure last week at a Federal Bar Association presentation on combating fraud. But that was a fun time. The longtime veteran of the IRS Criminal Investigation Division explained that the office has put together a dedicated team of IRS criminal investigation pros to work on this operation. I wouldn't really be concerned about this, except what it talks about next. So, a partnership between the Civil Office of Fraud Enforcement and Criminal Investigation Unit aims to rid out tax evasion from crypto owners. The team working on this operation are trained in the areas of cryptocurrency and crypto transaction tracking. So it's not like they're just some guys who are like, hey Johnny, just put that mop down and come over here and just deal with the crypto. These guys have been trained. They know exactly what to look out for, and it gets even worse. They are focused on taxpayers who emit crypto income from their tax returns. Schenck detailed the IRS is working with specialists, and if you don't know who specialists are, about a year ago, a year and a half ago, they reached out to all the big companies and said, "Hey, we want you to report this to us." And some said no, like CryptoTrader.tax was like, "Oh, no, we're not going to help you." And then others said, "Yeah, we'll do it." And it is what it is. So just be aware that there's more tools in their arsenal to find out what's going on. Anyhow, to identify and investigate various tax evasion signatures. These signatures may include structuring, where transactions are set up in increments of less than 10,000 to avoid certain tax reporting requirements. It also includes the use of nominees, shell corporations, or getting on and off the chain. So these guys know all the tricks. They know what's going on. They're like, "Oh, you want to be slick and you want to just like, put in $9,000 and just have it not reported? Oh, we'll track that." And then, "Oh, you want to do a shell company offshore in the Cayman Islands? We'll track that. We'll do something with that." And then people will say, "Oh, well, they can't track that." Sure, sure they can't. Anyhow, that's bad news if you feel like you are going to get bummed out by the IRS. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Same thing I've been saying from day one. If you need help with your taxes, go to CryptoTrader.tax. I've been using them for 2 years now. From the time that I signed up, the time that I filled out the forms and everything else, got the API integration into all my different exchanges. It took me 30 minutes in the first one. This one took a little longer because I had to wait for Voyager. They don't have a direct API, but I got the CSV file. I emailed Voyager. They sent it over. No big deal. Sent it to my accountant. She's like, "This is what it is." Great. That is that part. There's two things. If you look in the description, you get 20% off all Dan users for using CryptoTrader.tax with the link, or you can try to win a $300 tax report by putting your first name and email and then go from there. So it's up to you. And then secondly, if you don't like paying taxes at all, I don't, just use iTrust. iTrust is my Roth IRA. I've maxed out 2020. I've already maxed out 2021. What I like about this is because it's a Roth IRA. I put the money in. When I can take it out at 59.5, there's some other rules too. When I take it out, it's not taxable. So whatever Bitcoin is today, if it goes up to $10 million, and I bought it at 10,000 and I put it in there, or let's say 7,000, they can't tax it. They can't tax it because it's in a Roth IRA. The same thing with my Ethereum and Polkadot, which they're going to allow me to stake in Q2. They can't tax all those gains and everything else. And that's a big thing. Another great thing about iTrust, is that if you pass away, God forbid, your family can take your Roth immediately and not wait until that time, and they can do whatever they want with it. So it's almost like a trust. So talk to the professionals over there. Again, there is a link in the description. Dan users get 30 days for free. And again, if you got a 401k, 403b, TSP, or whatever else you have, you want to roll it over, talk to those guys. I set up a 30-minute session and they told me all about it. So again, link in the description. There's also a video I did. It's about 20 minutes long and explains the whole details of what goes on there. So, all right. So look, that is it. Look, if you made it all the way to the end, first of all, I want to say thanks. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. That always helps tremendously in the channel. It really does. And consider subscribing, because a lot of things we talk about are time sensitive, especially these things that we just talked about right now. And that's all. I will put 2 more videos up on the left and right. We'll talk about, especially this one about iTrust. And then I'll let YouTube do its magic on the other one. So that is all for today. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.